Have you ever felt like giving up on real estate? If you're true to yourself, if you're real with this answer, the answer is yes. If you've been in this business long enough, like me, the real answer is yes. I've felt it before. I've felt it multiple times. I'm like, is this right for me? Am I in the right business? Should I be getting a real job? Right? So I want to go over that feeling, and I want to also talk to you about what stopped me and how to get out of this. I actually outlined this into 5 things for you, and this came up because I was doing a live event where I was speaking, and I had a few agents about a year, 2 years into the business that came up to me after and asked me that question. And everyone was like, yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, that's a great question. So I answered it like this. Write this down. I've got these in a Google Doc, so if you need them, just message me. Gladly send this over to you. It starts with why. And I want you to think, number one, why did you get into this business in the first place? And a lot of you are going to answer, well, there's no ceiling to how much money I can actually make. There's the freedom to work at any hour that you want. There's no one telling you what to do. And those are all great things, but those are also the biggest challenges, right? So I think here is where I want you to think, why did you get into this business? I want you to understand the initial passion. And this is what got me through those times that I'm like, I'm out. This is it. I can't do this anymore. I don't understand how some people can make a living here, right? This is how I got through it. I identified what was the reason I got into this in the first place. I remember the very first time I got my real estate license, I went out and door knocked. I think it was 6 hours straight. And I was wearing a suit and a tie. It was a summer day. It was end of May in Southern California. And the feeling that I had, the feeling I remember clearly was that I have the magic ticket. I have something that now will allow me to make the most money ever and all of my dreams come true for me, for my family. I remember that feeling. And those times that I felt like this isn't for me, I'm out, I'm going to go get a real job. I went back to that because that's what kept me into it. I'm like, what was my dream? What did I want out of this? And how did I fall away from this? So for you, I want you to write it down. Grab a 2x5 or 3x5 card and write it down. Put it in front of you. Why are you in this business? What's your dream on the other side of this? Because let me tell you, this business can and will give you everything that you've ever dreamed of. But it's not quick. And you're going to go through ups and downs in figuring this out. So number one, let's figure this out. Why did you do this in the first place? What do you want out of this? How much work is it going to take? What's the commitment level look like? That's number one. Number two, get a mentor, get a coach. The key to my success, part of the key to my success when I first started, and it was with Century 21 back in the day, I had the insight to realize that I didn't know anything. I'm like, I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I need help. So I went to the broker and I'm like, hey man, I need help. I don't know how to do a listing presentation. I don't know where to get business from. He's like, nope, no worries. This is the cool thing about this broker. He said, Tristan, let me pair you up with someone. He's been in the business for a long time. He worked at Sparkletts Water, so he's really good at door knocking, right? He did the whole SPARK. How do you spell Sparkletts? I have no idea, but he'd do it door knocking. His name is Frank Pernice, and he was my mentor. And he went out and door knocked with me. He went and did listing presentations with me. He went on showings with me. He really showed me the ropes. Like, he held me by the hand and he said, boom, this is what you do. This is what you don't do. And that allowed me to succeed much faster than if I didn't have anyone. And it may be that you don't know where to get a mentor like that. So you might go to coaching, but coaching's too expensive, right? It's like $1,000. Look, if you really need coaching and you don't have the money, just reach out to me. I've got a great coaching organization and we have a few scholarships. I'll gladly bring you in here to help you out. So just message me. But look for a mentor. Look for someone to motivate you. Look for someone to challenge you. Look for someone to show you the ropes. It'll allow you to succeed much faster. That's number 2. Number 3 is I need you to get focused. You're all over the place. You're doing too much. And it's a normal thing to be doing too much because you're wearing a lot of hats. You're like, I'm being a transaction coordinator. I'm being my own admin. I'm showing property. I'm returning calls. I'm doing the paperwork. I'm doing the marketing, social media, everything. And that's normal. It's part of our job. But I want you to get focused on the things that you're amazing at. Stop being distracted by the new tech. Stop being distracted by this cool new toy or software that you think will solve your challenges. It won't. What will solve your challenge is when you focus in and niche down on the things you're already great at. Listen, if you're already great at talking to people in person, then you better be doing more open houses and you better be meeting people in person, right? What was it? Toes to toes? No, nose to nose and toes to toes, right? Belly to belly. So focus in on what you're absolutely amazing at, better than most people. And I know some of you are amazing on social, like social media. Jump in, do more of it. And when you focus in on something, the key isn't focusing in and then focusing in a little bit here, and a little bit over there, and sometimes over here. The thing about your success in real estate and in anything is going to be sticking with it longer than anybody else. Doing something, figuring it out, going longer, sticking with it longer, lasting such a long time that any normal human being would be like, I'm out. But you're not normal because you're great at this. You just need to stick with it longer than most reasonable people. That's the key. You know, it reminds me of something I read earlier, and I'm going to pop it up because it was pretty impactful when I first read the book, and it was the book Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, the guy that created Nike. And it's a great excerpt from the book. And let me read it to you. I have it on here because I just posted it. And he says this, listen up. This is from the book Shoe Dog. He says, so that morning in 1962, I told myself, let everyone else call your idea crazy. Just keep going. Don't stop. Don't even think about stopping until you get there. And don't give much thought to where there is. Whatever comes, just don't stop. What that's telling me, and you can see this with all successful people, whether it's successful in relationships, in their health, in business, it doesn't matter what they're successful in. They do things in such a weird way where they go so deep they don't stop. They hear the noise, but they don't pay attention to it. So here's where I want you to focus. Focus in on the things you're amazing at. People will be like, that won't work. Why are you still doing that? But you're going to keep going. You're going to stick to this. You're going to stay focused. That's number 3. Number 4, Number 4 comes down to, I have here, connecting with more people. This is a people business. This is all about relationships. It's never going to change. It comes down to people connecting with other people that they trust, that they like, so that they can transact for the most part. So I have here, I said, network, connect, talk to more people, go to broker opens, tour homes, just get in front of more people. The more people you talk to, it doesn't matter if they want to buy or sell or rent. That doesn't matter. It's about talking to more people. It gets you in their face. It gets you in a possible opportunity to do more. This is why I love going to broker tours, broker opens. If you're able to do that, you get to meet the other agents that are around. You connect with them. Opportunities come from them all the time. Not all of them will be in business, but if you're kind to them, they will send you referrals in the future when they're out of the business. It's happened to me multiple times. More importantly, you get to understand those homes in the area. So when you meet other people and they bring up that they live there, you're like, oh, I've been to that property, or I've been to this neighborhood. I understand. And you have something to talk about that makes you seem like you know what you're talking about, because you do. And so I need you to get in front of more people, do more activities that get you in front of others. I have a saying, and for me, it comes down to, for the family specifically, but you can use this for business as well. I believe that in a family setting, it's my job to create the opportunities to bring my family closer. What I mean is, it's my job to create the time to play, create the time to go out, create the time to vacation, create the time to do anything, to connect and bond. Well, when it comes to business, it's your job to create those opportunities to connect with other people. Stop putting that on someone else, where you're saying, oh, but it's the market. We know the market's tough. Focus on the things you can control. And what you can control are your emotions and how you react to challenges. So you have to go out there and talk to more people, get in front of them. That's number 4. Number 5 may be a little bit counterintuitive, but this is from experience in running a team in a brokerage, and that's, you need to take breaks. You need to take breaks, and that means you may need to completely get out of this business and take a break from it. You may need to take a part-time job. You may need to take 2 weeks, 3 weeks off. I don't know. But you need to look internally and say, what do I need right now financially? I don't know where you're at financially. You may need to take a part-time job to be able to stay in this business and pay your dues. The point is, you need to take a break. And when you take that break, you need to take time to think. Take time to think and identify, if I'm going to stay in this business, what can I do better? Where will I focus? Why am I still in this business? Why do I want to be here? What are the opportunities that I'm missing? What can I do different? Sometimes it requires that time off to reflect. And sometimes it requires you to take a part-time job and say, damn, that's not for me. I can't go back to working. This is terrible. And other times, and this is where it may be counterintuitive, but other times it may be, I really enjoy working. I really enjoy having a job. And there's nothing wrong with that either. I just want you to realize, is this for you or is this not? And I need you to outline these 5 things and go through them. And once you do, I'd like to hear back from you. What did you come up with? Are you going to take some time off and get a part-time job? Are you going to get a full-time job? Are you going to go deeper in this after taking a few days off? Reorganizing, reprioritizing things, identifying your why, getting down to focus on the things that you're most amazing at. Anyway, it's your job, regardless of what you do, it's your duty to show up. Show up for yourself. Show up for those around you. I'll talk to you next time.